Brody, you're still not coming home? I've already prepared the hamburgers you said you wanted to eat today.
I don't need them anymore. I'm not coming back tonight.
You're not coming home? Not even late at night or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, why not?
Work, of course. What else?
But you've never said you couldn't come home before.
There's been trouble. Things like this happen sometimes.
I see. I just wish you had told me a bit sooner.
I didn't have time for that. Well, even if I had said something earlier, you probably wouldn't have understood anyway. You wouldn't get how busy a man's work can be.
You don't have to talk to me like that. Lately, you've been making fun of me so much. Why is that?
Well, isn't it obvious? You're a dropout. I'm just stating the facts. Did I say something wrong?
You never used to say things like this. After we got married, you just got colder and colder towards me.
Honestly, it's just that I can't really have meaningful conversations with someone who's uneducated. Before we got married, I was fooled by your appearance. But now, I've come to realize that what really matters in a woman is her substance, not just how she looks.
Do you really think I'm that stupid?
Well, yeah. You didn't even finish high school, did you? That's pretty rare these days, you know. Even idiots can manage to go to high school, but you didn't.
Maybe that's true, but my parents were in debt. They told me I had to work as soon as I could.
That's just an excuse. If your parents didn't want you to go to school, you could have gone to child services or something. You could have run away and said, "My parents won't let me go to school."
But I was still in middle school at the time. There weren't any adults around me that I could trust. And I didn't fully hate my parents. It's complicated. I mean, sure, maybe things could have been different if I'd been able to talk to someone, but...
Yet in the end, you did escape from your parents and their debts, didn't you?
Yeah, and after I started working and saw what the world was like, I figured things out. I moved out and got my own place, and I even took the high school equivalency test.
Even if you passed the test, a dropout is still a dropout. Besides, you came from parents who couldn't even afford to send their kid to high school. That just means your stupidity runs in the family, doesn't it?
You don't have to say it like that.
But it's true, right? Am I saying anything that isn't true?
It's not the same as my parents.
What makes you so sure? But whatever, as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do at home and don't cause me any trouble, I guess it's fine. I mean, that's all you're good for, housework. Oh, and I guess you earn a bit of pocket change with your part-time job, too.
Are you saying I'm just a housekeeper?
Hey, you should be grateful. Despite being a dropout, you still managed to get married and have a secure life. Isn't that a win?
What am I to you, Brody?
Huh. Right now, I guess you're just someone who does what I say. What? Were you hoping I'd say something like my beloved wife? Please, don't start having unrealistic expectations.
Hey, is there even a point to us being married?
Stop overthinking things. You don't need to get all deep about it. Just do your chores and follow what I say. I'm the one bringing in the money, so you should just be thankful and get on with it.
I understand. I get how you feel now.
Oh, and by the way, I'm going on a business trip this weekend, so pack my things. And don't forget anything, or I'll cut next month's household allowance as punishment.
Got it.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Just stay quiet and obedient, otherwise you won't survive. Hey, Elliot, you didn't pack my socks, did you? What do you think you're doing? Didn't I tell you not to forget stuff like that?
It's just socks. You can buy some at the convenience store.
Are you serious right now? You're the one who forgot to pack them and that's your response? What, are you getting bold just because I'm out on a business trip?
You're not on a business trip.
What was that?
You're on vacation with your mistress, aren't you?
What are you even talking about? Are you messing with me?
I'm not messing with you. I've done my research on you. You've been coming home later and later from work, and the way you've been treating me has gotten worse over the past few months. So I had a feeling you were cheating on me, and I hired a private investigator.
You went and did something like that, huh? What do you want then?
I want a divorce.
What? You're actually trying to divorce me?
Of course I am. You treat me like a slave at home, and now you're cheating on me when you're out. There's no point in staying married to someone like that.
You can't actually go through with this. You're not capable.
What?
I mean, think about it. You're a high school dropout, aren't you? Do you really think any man would want a divorcee who didn't even finish high school? And let's be real, you're not going to find a company that'll hire you if you try job hunting now.
Are you worried about me?
Worried? Not a chance. I'm just giving you a reality check. You're probably scared deep down, right? What you really want is for me to apologize and say I'll change, isn't it?
That's not what I want at all. I think it's time for me to leave you.
Listen, if you want to apologize, now's your chance. Just say, I'm sorry for being so disrespectful, and I'm sorry for hiring a private investigator without asking. Come on, do it now while you still can.
I haven't done anything wrong. I have no reason to apologize, and I won't.
You really don't get your position here, do you? If you had just shut up and done what I told you, I'd have kept providing for you, but no, you had to pull something like this. This is why people say high school dropouts are idiots. You never think things through.
It's because I thought things through that I've decided to divorce you.
Yeah, spare me the threats. Anyway, I'm going out to dinner with my girlfriend. We'll talk more when I get back.
You're not even going to bother making an excuse for your cheating, huh?
Why would I need an excuse? You're no good as a woman anymore.
Then there's no problem with us getting divorced, right? If I'm as useless as you say, it shouldn't matter to you.
I already said we'll talk about this when I get back. You're not going to actually go through with a divorce, so stop pretending. You're just annoying. Hey, I'm back. Where are you? You don't have your part-time job today, do you?
I've left the house.
What? Are you serious?
There's a divorce paper on the table. Once you sign it, put it in the envelope and drop it in the mailbox. It's already addressed to the law firm I'm working with.
You're really serious about this?
I wouldn't joke about divorce just to threaten you.
What the hell? This is such a pain. Are you really trying to make me a divorced man?
You're the one who cheated, so this is your fault.
Why couldn't you just listen to me quietly? You wouldn't have had any problems living with me.
All you gave me was barely enough to get by. You took away my part-time job, leaving me to do nothing but housework like a slave. I couldn't buy anything I wanted. You never really loved me, did you?
What are you even talking about?
Your mistress is married. You couldn't be with her, so you settled for marrying me, right? You just wanted someone to do the housework and obey everything you said. I have a recording of you saying exactly that.
So what? You should think of me as your benefactor for marrying a high school dropout like you.
Benefactor? You've treated me like a slave, not a wife.
You'd better watch your mouth. You've been getting cocky with your attitude lately. Oh, low-education women are the worst. They start getting all arrogant when they're not worth it. You'll regret this, I guarantee it.
I won't regret anything. I don't care anymore. Just sign the divorce papers.
Fine. I'll file for divorce right away. And for going against me, no property division. You're going to be left with nothing and your life's going to be miserable from here on out.
You're not going to divide the assets?
Of course not, idiot. You're not even getting $10 from me.
I see. Well, that's fine, but don't come crying later.
What? You're the one who'll be crying. You can't survive without a man, and this is what happens when you try to act tough. I've been guaranteeing your life this whole time, and this is how you repay me?
As long as you sign the divorce papers, I don't care. Goodbye, and don't ever come near me again.
That goes double for me. I should have never picked up garbage like you, a high school dropout with nothing going for her. Hey, Elliot, what the hell are you doing? Why did you tell my girlfriend's husband about the affair?
Huh? Isn't that the normal thing to do? I thought you'd want to know the truth came out.
Are you kidding me? The divorce is already finalized. Why are you meddling in something that's none of your business? That was between me and my girlfriend.
You can still claim compensation after the divorce, you know. It's a legal right.
What? Compensation? What are you talking about? Did you really think I'd just let this slide? I thought you didn't even care.
Didn't you know that? How stupid can you be? You really didn't think about the consequences of your actions, did you?
You never said anything about compensation, so I thought you didn't even know what that was. It's not like you've ever been very open about your thoughts.
You've really been underestimating me, huh? Even though I only graduated from junior high, I've got over 10 years of work experience. Did you really think I wouldn't know such basic things? This isn't just some game, it's serious business.
Because of you, I'm now paying double the compensation. How am I supposed to manage that? I barely have enough for myself.
It was a double affair, wasn't it? That means you have to pay compensation to two people, obviously. To me and to my husband. This isn't my fault, it's just common sense. If you don't get that, then I don't know what to tell you.
I told you we weren't doing any property division. We agreed on that during the divorce proceedings.
Compensation and property division are two different things. Don't mix them up. And the reason we didn't do property division is that you barely had any savings. You spent even my part-time wages on entertainment and useless things. I had to cover everything while you were off playing around.
Where the hell are you right now? Do you even know how much trouble you've caused me? I need to know!
Why does it matter to you? We're divorced. It's none of your concern where I am or what I'm doing. You don't get to act like you care now.
How are you even managing? I don't have any money, so how could you possibly be getting by? You know what? Come stay with me for a while, but you'll have to pay rent. I'll let you crash at my place for $500 a month. It's only fair, right?
I'm fine, thanks. I already have a new place, and I'm not going back to living with you.
A new place? You've moved? When did this happen? I thought you were still looking for somewhere to stay.
Do you remember where I used to work part-time? That office job I had?
At a private real estate agency, right? You were working as an office clerk. I remember you telling me about it.
Well, while I was working there, I got my real estate license. So now I'm working full-time at a real estate company. It's actually pretty great for me.
Wait, it's not at the same company, right? You left there?
Nope, the owner of the company where I was working is closing up shop. So he introduced me to a different real estate firm. It's actually worked out great for me. I've been able to start fresh.
So, you're not struggling at all? You're doing well for yourself now?
That's right. I'm making decent money and managing just fine. No thanks to you, of course.
Elliot, I'm in serious trouble here. My girlfriend's husband is demanding $20,000 in compensation, and I don't have any savings left. I can't pay it. How did I get into this mess?
Wow, sounds rough, but honestly, why don't you just borrow some money? You must know someone who can help you out.
I've got your compensation to pay too! Come on, why don't you just move in with me? I'll deduct the rent from the compensation I owe you. That way you won't be at a loss either. It could work out for both of us.
I'd be at nothing but a loss. Why on earth would I want to live with a guy I can't stand? I have my pride, you know.
Can't stand? We were married not long ago. You can't just act like we were nothing. There were good times, weren't there?
Did we ever function as a real married couple? You didn't even like me from the start. I am done living like some kind of slave, waiting around for your approval. I deserve better.
I'll be a proper husband this time. I've already broken up with my girlfriend, and I'll make sure to take care of you like I should. Just give me another chance.
Don't say things like that now when you have never cared about me before. I'm happy with the life I have now, and I am not going to ruin it by going back to you.
But you don't want to live alone for the rest of your life, do you? Eventually you'll need money for all sorts of things, and the world isn't kind enough for a junior high school graduate to get by on her own forever. You need someone to support you.
And your solution to that is for me to live with you? You've got no savings, and now you're about to be saddled with even more debt. You must be joking. That's the worst idea I have ever heard.
You're no better off than I am, are you? We're both in a tough spot.
I'm definitely better off than you. I'll be getting compensation from you and your girlfriend's husband. And I've still got the savings I had before we got married. That's something you can't say, right?
Savings? You had savings? Why didn't you ever mention that? You're sitting on a pile of money and now you're saying you don't need to share it? We should split it. I'm entitled to half just like any normal couple would.
Savings from before the marriage aren't considered marital assets, so they're not subject to division. You should know that. It's not my fault you didn't do your research.
What? How does that even make sense? Why didn't we talk about this during the divorce? I thought we were being fair.
Are you really dumber than I am? I thought this was just common sense. But thanks to your ignorance, I was able to get exactly the divorce I wanted. I'm not responsible for your lack of understanding.
Elliot, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to overlook things. I just thought you'd understand what I was going through.
It's too late for apologies now. You've made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences. You brought this on yourself.
My girlfriend's husband, he's actually a client at my company, and now everything's gone to hell there, too. I don't know what's going to happen next. Please, just don't abandon me. You're the only one I've got left to turn to.
You abandoned me first, and how is it my responsibility to fix your mess? Are you expecting me to pay the compensation for you? That's not how this works.
No, it's not like that. I don't know what to do. I thought you might help me because we were once close.
Yes, it is like that. You know it is. But no matter what happens to you, your position at the company won't change because of me. I'm not going to sacrifice my newfound stability for your mistakes.
Elliot, I'm really, really sorry. I know it's hard to believe, but I truly did marry you because I liked you. It wasn't about your education or anything. I thought you were cute. I loved you. That's why I wanted to marry you in the first place.
Stop. That's seriously gross. Don't say stuff like that ever again, okay? We're divorced. We're strangers now. You can't just pretend like everything is fine between us.
Please, don't say that. I took care of you, didn't I? I supported you after we got married. You should at least show a little gratitude for that.
You are seriously out of touch. If I hadn't been working and bringing in money from my part-time jobs, you wouldn't have been able to pay off your credit card bills. I'm the one who kept this household going. I don't owe you any gratitude. You're the one who should be thanking me. If anything, I should regret marrying such a worthless man. That's the only thing I can agree with you on. You were right about one thing. I was an idiot for marrying you.
I thought we could at least talk about our situation. You don't have to be so harsh. We can figure this out together.
Together? You're still thinking about together? That's not happening. You made your bed, and now you have to lie in it. I am moving on with my life.
But I miss you. I know we had our problems, but can't we try to make it work again? I don't want to lose you completely.
You already lost me when you chose your girlfriend over me. You can't just turn back time and expect everything to be okay. Life doesn't work that way.
I realize that now. I should have treated you better. I should have respected you more.
Too little, too late. I'm not interested in your empty apologies or your newfound upstanding of my worth. I'm done being your backup plan.
Please, give me one last chance to show you I can be better. I can change. Just let me prove it to you.
You think words will magically fix everything? You have to show it with your actions, and frankly, I don't believe you're capable of that. Not after everything.
I understand your hesitation. I really do. Just think about it. Maybe we could work something out.
Think about it? I've thought about it plenty. I've made my decision. I'm moving forward and I won't look back.
Is there really no chance for us? I can't stand the idea of losing you forever.
Sometimes you just have to accept what's gone. We can't go back to the way things were. You need to start focusing on your own life and not dragging me back into yours.
I don't know how to do that. I thought we had a connection, something special. I thought you'd understand.
You thought wrong. You made your choices and now you have to deal with the fallout. I am no longer a part of that equation. It's time for you to face reality. After that incident, my husband ended up accumulating a considerable amount of debt, which led him to the difficult decision of paying compensation to me and to the husband of his affair partner. This was not a straightforward situation, as it involved a lot of emotional turmoil for everyone involved, and the ramifications were far-reaching and complex. I remember vividly the day he called me, his voice trembling with desperation. He was sobbing on the other end of the line, begging for my forgiveness and trying to make me understand his point of view. However, despite his tears and heartfelt pleas, there was no way I could ever bring myself to forgive him. The betrayal cut too deep, and the trust we once had was shattered beyond repair. It wasn't just the affair itself, it was everything that came with it. The lies, the deceit, the complete disregard for our marriage. The pain I felt was immense, and forgiving him felt impossible. I spent countless nights tossing and turning in bed, replaying every memory in my mind. How could he do this to us, to our family? Did our years together mean nothing to him? These questions haunted me, and the answers were painful and elusive. Furthermore, the situation was complicated even more by the fact that my husband's affair partner was the wife of someone he worked with. This connection brought an additional layer of repercussions that neither of us had anticipated. His infidelity angered the upper management of his company tremendously. They viewed this as not only a personal failure on his part, but also a breach of professional conduct that could jeopardize their business relationships. As a result of this scandal, my husband faced serious consequences. He was demoted and transferred to a branch office in a remote area, far away from the bustling city we once called home. This demotion was not just a professional setback, it felt like a death sentence to his career. With this move, any prospects for advancement were effectively extinguished. I could only imagine how he felt being stripped of his status and responsibilities. For him, this was as good as receiving a pink slip, a clear message that his actions had significant ramifications, not just personally, but also professionally. The financial implications of this change were dire, adding another layer of stress to an already difficult situation. I couldn't help but feel a mixture of sympathy and resentment. On one hand, I was aware that losing a job or promotion could happen to anyone. On the other hand, I had to remind myself that he had brought this upon himself through his actions. The pain of betrayal was still fresh, and it was hard to reconcile my feelings of anger with the reality of his situation. Meanwhile, the family of my husband's affair partner also faced turmoil. I heard that they ended up getting divorced, and the wife returned to her parents' home, presumably seeking refuge from the chaos that had ensued. It made me wonder about the impact of these events on their children, if they had any, and how this would affect their lives moving forward. It was clear the ripple effects of one affair had caused significant damage to not just our two families, but to many others connected to us. I felt a sense of responsibility for my own family's well-being, but also an inexplicable burden for the other family involved. Although my husband and his affair partner might think they could continue their relationship, I was well aware of the damage caused was too great for such a relationship to flourish. I'd collected enough evidence of their infidelity and handed it over to her husband, which I knew would further complicate matters for both of them. It's been said that karma has a way of catching up with people, and I was beginning to see that in action. As I sat back and reflected on these events, I felt a mix of emotions. I didn't wish them happiness together. I believed that their relationship was built on a foundation of deceit, and therefore, it could never truly thrive. There was a sense of satisfaction in knowing that they would face consequences for their actions. On a personal level, my life took a different turn. After my husband's demotion, he suffered a pay cut, which added to our financial strain. Previously, I had been working part-time, contributing to our household income, but due to circumstances beyond my control, that job came to an end. Now, with only his reduced income, managing our finances became an arduous task. Every month felt like a battle to make ends meet, as I meticulously planned our budget to cut unnecessary expenses. The reality of our financial situation hit me hard. I remember sitting down with a calculator and a notepad, listing out all our expenses and trying to figure out where to cut back. It was disheartening to see how quickly our savings had dwindled and how precarious our situation had become. I was forced to make sacrifices that I never thought I would have to consider. I had to learn how to navigate a new financial landscape, one that required constant vigilance and creativity. I recall the day I received a call from my husband's lawyer, who reached out on his behalf. He was essentially begging for money, trying to find a way to keep his head above water. I listened in silence, my heart hardened by the pain he had caused me. Despite the pleas for help, I chose to ignore his request. He had made his choices, and now he had to deal with the consequences. It felt empowering to say no, to stand firm on my resolve. My husband had always been a proud man, and this was evident in how he conducted himself. It was difficult to see him in such a vulnerable state, but at the same time, I felt no sympathy. He had brought this upon himself, and I couldn't help but think that he needed to face the reality of his situation without my assistance. I wanted him to experience the hardships he had created so he could learn from them. As I distanced myself from him emotionally, I found myself focusing on my own life. I had moved on in ways I hadn't expected, secured a full-time position with a real estate company, transitioning from my previous part-time role. My new job was both busy and rewarding, and I found fulfillment in the daily challenges it presented. Each day felt more vibrant and purposeful as I drove headfirst into my new responsibilities. I felt a renewed sense of independence and strength, which was liberating after the tumultuous events of the past. My financial situation began to improve gradually, and with that stability came a sense of hope and possibility. The satisfaction of earning my own money and being able to manage my own life brought me immense joy. I found solace in my work, and I poured my energy into my career, embracing the changes that came my way. As my life stabilized, I started considering additional ways to enhance my skills and qualifications. With my newfound financial security, I contemplated pursuing a new certification or taking courses that would open doors for my career. The world felt full of opportunities, and I was determined to seize them. I spent hours researching various programs and qualifications that could further my career, eager to invest in my future. The idea of learning something new excited me. I wanted to become the best version of myself, and I knew that education and personal growth were key components of that journey. Life is long, and I realized it was essential to keep my feet firmly planted on the ground while reaching for the stars. I wanted to create a life that was not only about surviving, but thriving. I envisioned a future where I could find my own happiness, independent of the pain and betrayal of my past. I began setting personal goals, both big and small. Whether it was planning a vacation to explore new places or simply dedicating time to read books I'd always wanted to dive into, I found joy in the little things. I felt a sense of excitement for what lay ahead, ready to embrace each day with a positive mindset. Additionally, I made it a point to reconnect with family and friends. I realized that I needed a support system, people who could lift me up and remind me of my worth. I organized small gatherings, inviting friends over for dinner and sharing stories and laughter. These moments became vital to my healing process. Surrounding myself with positivity helped me rebuild my self-esteem and reestablish a sense of normalcy in my life. Through this process of rediscovery, I learned the importance of self-care. I took time for myself, indulging in activities that brought me joy and relaxation. I started practicing mindfulness and meditation, allowing myself moments of peace in an otherwise chaotic world. This practice helped me center my thoughts and feelings, providing clarity amidst the confusion and heartache. As the months passed, I found that my resilience grew. I was no longer the person who had been devastated by my husband's betrayal. I had evolved into someone stronger, someone who could face life's challenges head-on. I embraced the uncertainty of the future, understanding that while I could not control everything, I could control how I reacted to it. In conclusion, my journey has taught me valuable lessons about resilience, self-worth, and the importance of moving forward. I have learned that happiness comes from within and that it is crucial to prioritize my own well-being. I want to continue this path of self-discovery, finding new ways to enrich my life and experience true joy. I believe that even though my past was filled with pain, my future holds the promise of something beautiful. I look forward to forging ahead, discovering new opportunities, and creating a life that reflects my aspirations and dreams. I am determined to build a future where I can be proud of my achievements and happy with my choices. I want to explore new horizons, make new connections, and continue to grow as an individual. My journey is just beginning, and I am excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. As I navigate this new chapter of my life, I carry with me the lessons of the past, using them as a foundation for the bright future I envision. Every day is an opportunity to rewrite my story, and I am committed to making it a beautiful one, filled with love, laughter, and self-fulfillment. I will not let the shadows of my past define me. Instead, I will rise above them, embracing the light of my future with open arms. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.